forget to click this button. It's very early morning, sorry. Hey guys, yeah, just like a few words about what's coming next for us. So as you may know, we are moving closer to the next Magento minor release, which is 2.4.0. So Magento team, along with hundreds of Magento community members, we're working hard to get this release ready. So we added like a list of new features and functionality. So right now, actually, we are wrapping up on the platform health update track. Also, we updated like our platform to the recent version of the MySQL, MariaDB, PHP version. We did like a numerous security improvements, framework refactoring, and like improvements to the testing frameworks. Update on the catalog search engine. Update to the Magento Xen framework components, performance, new features to multi-stock inventory, including like a bundle product support, including in-store pickup functionality and some more, and definitely like a lot of improvements to the Magento Media Gallery. So I can keep talking about this list, for another 10 minutes, to be honest. But in a few months, all of you will be able actually to get all these great features with upcoming release. So I would like to give a shout out to the all open source community members like you. A lot of features, improvements, and bug fixes were implemented by Magento community contributors and actually delivered by Magento community maintainers. And just for some statistic, we accepted almost 2,000 of pull requests from community members, which were actually accepted for 2.4.0 release, and fixed hundreds and hundreds of the acknowledged issue. So also, I would like to give a shout out to Magento partners who actively participate in Magento 2 open source development. And today we have more than 100 companies who joined that program and actually contribute back to the Magento open source community. Especially, I would like to highlight Atlix as one of the most dedicated Magento open source contributor and innovator. So for the last couple of years, Atlix development team demonstrated a great attitude and community spirit in our ecosystem. So thanks to all of you for supporting each other and actually supporting and developing Magento ecosystem. So a few words about the event itself. So let me share some information about this. This is gonna be 24 hours event, okay? So that all continents, all time zones and countries will be able to participate. And every 6 hours, we'll have breakout sessions and live demos. So during these 24 hours, this online video room will stay and actually will stay online, still will be available. And if you would like to ask any questions, if you would like to talk about anything on technology or a non-technology topic, feel free to stay on this call or join this call anytime, and definitely we'll be happy to chat with you, talk with you, and just have some fun. So as usually during the contribution day, for all event participants who agreed to demo their contributions, we will send Magento branded contributors back to your home. Okay, so to be honest, it might take some time for us because actually right now all shipping services are getting crazy and overloaded with so many shipments right now. But we will deliver your swag to your home anyway. So if you have something ready, if you have some feature improvements or bug fix ready, so please feel free to join that room, and actually we can do live demo together with you and share your achievement and contribution with a broader Magento community. And we as a Magento team will be happy to send some gifts to your home. So as usual, Magento Contribution Day is about learning, about the collaboration, about sharing the experience, development, and definitely fun. So if you have your programming buddy, like pets, partners, your lovely kids, please make sure to take some funny photo and share it with a Twitter with the hashtag #MyCodeBuddy. So I just want to show you, it's one of my favorite Code buddy for today. So it's a very cute and nice dog shared by this actually nice person by Lukash. And this actually dog, his name is Dollar. So he's very cute guy, cute buddy. So let's have connected. Let's have some fun. So at this point, I would like to pass session to Sergey, and so he will share some more information with you how the other things is gonna work today. Sergey.
Thank you, Alexei. Okay, so as usual, the contribution day starts from the traditional presentation. Let's refresh in our mind what the contribution day actually is and what we can, how we are actually going to participate in it. First of all the communication about the contributions in Magento and on the contribution day in particular is going on in Magento Commerce Engineering Slack. You can see the links on the screen. If you are still not in the community Slack, I will post the link how you can join to the chat, to that meeting chat, Blue Jeans chat. And if you know somebody who is not in the Slack yet, please pass this link to him. The channel for next 24 hours contribution day is going to be event Global Contribution Day 2020. So how exactly to contribute to Magento? You need to pick a project. That is very important decision. Then pick an issue. That is even more important decision on the contribution day. Usually, I advise picking some smaller issue to be able to fix and demo during the day. However, considering that this contribution day is going to run 24 hours, probably have a bit more of the space if you're going to stay longer. Then fork target Git repository, clone the fork, fix, commit, create a pull request, make sure builds are green, and then maybe even while builds are still running, you can join this room and show the pull request. Discuss it if you have any concerns during the fix as well. So this room is available for all the discussion and demos. The issue, so the way to pick an issue is the same on all the projects. It's GitHub project community backlog dashboard. And there are two columns, ready for dev and good first issue. Good first issue contains smaller, easier to implement things, and ready for dev. A bit more complicated than good first issue, but not necessarily too complex. I would like to remind you that recently we have moved the project board of the main Magento 2 repository from the organization to the Magento 2 repository itself. So it's now under Magento 2 instead of just Magento organization. The next step is to assign the issues that you selected to yourself. If you are not in the Magento organization yet, you will not be able to assign the issue to yourself. However, there is a trick how to do this. You can add a comment with hashtag GCD2020 on the issue that will automatically assign the issue to, that will send you an invite to Magento organization. And once you're there, you will be able to assign the issue to yourself. Or you can use a magic word, magic phrase, Magento, I'm working on it, with Magento as I mentioned. That will also automatically invite you to the group and assign you to the issue. So after the issue is selected, please fork the repository you're working on. Once you are in the Magento organization, you have permissions to create branch in the project repository, but we encourage you to create the fork to keep your code inside your fork and create the pull request from your fork, not from the core repository. Basically, some instructions of how to create fork. I think it's quite obvious on the GitHub. There is a green button to the right. copy the URL, git clone, git checkout, target branch. Right now we are working on 2.4 developed for Magento. Branches, the default branches on different projects can be quite different. And when you are creating a branch, it would be good to include some verbose description about the issue. So when you are fixing the issue, the commit message also matters. There is a nice functionality to link the commit message to an issue. For that, you have to specify the path of the repository, a hashtag, and the number of the issue. GitHub will automatically link it to the issue and will show that commit is linked to it. Also, sometimes when switching between local Git configurations, you can lose the link between your account and the commit itself. Just take a look in the created pull request and see that your account is actually linked to the commit. That's how you get better statistics on GitHub. There are lots of resources where you can which you can check for to ensure that the contribution is up to high standards. That's Magento 2 technical guides, definition of done. Each contribution is highly encouraged to be covered by tests. That is basically a requirement right now. And backward compatibility policy. While that is a minor release that we are, the contributions during that contribution day will probably go into 2.4.1 mostly. So it's a patch release. So backward compatibility policy does matter. Finally, create a pull request. Ensure that there is a label on the pull request. It should be added automatically in the next 24 hours for each pull request, actually. So I think you can just check it. If the automation fails for some reason, just notify me or drop the message in Slack. We'll check it out, but the event label should be assigned automatically. And share it in Slack channel. And for sure, join the room in the BlueJeans and share it here as well. Finally, each pull request on each project is heavily tested by versatile tests, and just check the pull request after approximately 1 hour. You should see the results. If some tests have failed, it would be good to fix them. So the projects we are focusing on during this contribution day are on the screen, and I would like to invite community members to present some of the projects in a bit more details. So first, let's go into alphabetical order. First is Adobe Stock integration, and I know that Alex Shkorko would like to say a couple of words about this project.
Oh, I'm trying to start sharing my screen. 1 second, please. Yeah, now, do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, nice. So let me introduce in a few words Adobe Stock integration and the main goal of this module. So Magenta Adobe Stock integration provides services to manage and search media content represented by the Adobe Stock service. So with integration being enabled, a Magenta admin user gets an ability to manage this media content directly from the media gallery. So for example, search by category, so by image, name, or other parameters, and even we implemented the color selection to find the most suitable image for you. So chosen image can be saved and licensed, which allows you to use this media in every business object where whenever the insert of media content is allowed. Also, in the scope of this integration, the enhanced media gallery is represented like a new and sophisticated approach for managing media resources, where you can search files through the file system and again use the keywords and some other parameters to find an image sort in Magenta. So to start collaboration on this project, please join the official repository of this extension and also use provided documentation in the dev docs. Yeah, and this repository has very informative wiki with a lot of details, where you can find installation guides, which provides you a lot of information about how to install this module. You can install it via Modman or via Composer. So, and yeah, maybe that's also, if you have any questions, please ask, and I will try to assist. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, if you have more questions about any of the projects that will be presented, we'll have the time that the BlueJeans room is staying open for the next 24 hours, so we'll have the time after the kickoff. Just stay on the call and we'll address all the questions. And the next one is MFTF project, the quality core, and the ensurer of the quality. Yeah. And I know that Lukasz would like to tell a couple of words about that project.
Yeah, I'd love to. So I hope that you can hear me well. I'm going to share my screen. 1 second. And you should be able to see my screen right now. Yep. Okay, I hope so. So yeah, I wanted to just give you the context of before I start. Sorry, my body was shaking. I wanted to show you some context before I start to mention what we work today and why we work today at these tickets. In 2015, when we had Magento 2 released, actually there were more than 390 issues reported and not fixed. So the first release was quite problematic already, and right after that, you can see that there were some pull requests to address the issues, but the more issues came. So as a result, we were fixing as a community and as Magento itself, we were fixing some issues of Magento, but still in 2019, we are not getting even close to the number of issues reported with the number of pull requests created. That's the statistic from January, but I want to show you that right-hand side column that shows the issues reported and not fixed until today. So you can look for that kind of issues. Maybe that's something easy and you can address that issues by yourself. I really encourage you to fix old issues, as these issues are very often very annoying. Why you should contribute and why you should focus on quality, because you get the valuable feedback, you have real impact on the projects, you get the recognition and authority, and what is more, it's actually like Code Kata promoted by Vinay Kopp. It's just like training practical skills for free, and actually it's always like you get new friends, you always get new friends, you always get new connections. But let's get to the meat. You can today, if you follow me, you can become a mage superhero, and that's the point of contribution days. You can be like little hero of your community. And to follow me, you can take one of these issues. First one is to prepare to migrate Magento 2 unit tests to be PHP Unit 8, and actually recently I was notified that Magento even plans PHP Unit 9, but we want to make them compatible with PHP Unit 8 at first, and that's a very quick job to do. That's very easy to do. So if you want to just learn PHP units or you want to improve the unit tests, you can take this ticket. Now, what is important, because it was mentioned that you can assign yourself to the ticket. So with that specific ticket, with that specific issue, more than one person can be assigned. So don't worry if someone is already assigned. There is some list of checkboxes inside the ticket, and you can just check the checkbox and write down on the comment which module you try to cover with unit test improvements. And what is more, we actually have this MFTF that is the main subject of my contribution for today, with my maintenance for today. And when you run test generation, you can see that we have some objects in MFTF that don't follow the naming standards, the naming convention, because we made them more strict recently. So we want to, in my opinion, it shouldn't be like you released some major version of software and it's full of notices or warnings. So for me personally, it's super important to have like best practices, even the naming conventions followed by Magento itself, because people learn from the source code that is contained that is included into Magento core. So it's super important for me to have this, just to get rid of that notices. And this is a little bit longer task to do than a previous one, but it's still something very short, very easy, and you can learn a lot about MFTF by doing so. And last one, but not least, is MTF to MFTF migration projects. So this is a project focused on just adapting all test suites, all test scenarios from Magento testing framework into Magento functional testing framework. In my opinion, it's a little bit more complicated. It takes lots of time to accomplish, but it's super important, especially with the ones that you can see MTF to be migrated. That are the scenarios that are important for Magento, and that scenarios are not covered yet. What is more, you can actually, it's not my goal for today, but you can review the existing Magento functional testing framework core issues, and maybe you know Codeception or PHP Unit enough to improve the whole framework. That would be awesome to have your input there. And that's all when it comes to the projects, but I want to encourage you, even if you run into the issues, we are here for you all day or next 24 hours, but not only next 24 hours, because if you want to work on some issue even longer, we are still there. So if next week you want to continue work on this issue, we are still there. If you want to take a look on the standards, on naming standards, or just contribution guidelines, you can find them in DevDocs. Actually, Google is helpful, but I can share that presentation later on for you. And if you have some issues with setting up an environment, on my blog M2 Tips, you can find contribution to Magento Commerce manual, but it covers Magento 2 Commerce, but it also covers Magento open source. So it's not rocket science to run your own environment. You can always ask me. We have also covered running tests itself in Warden documentation, but it applies to all types of environments. So we can use Warden docs or Warden docs to learn how to run the tests properly. And all the time we are available for you on BlueJeans. Also on Slack, you can send the private message if something is not clear for you. Also, if you want to to hate me or highlight me on Twitter, you are welcome. My handle is L Bajsarowicz. And that's all from me. I hope that you will join and enjoy MFTF.
Thanks, Lucas. And there is a new interesting project that is on the stage right now that's probably will help everyone, both people working on every project, and that's PHP Storm plugin for Magento. Vitaly Boyko would present this.
Hello everyone, let me share my screen. Wow, I got technical issues, just a couple of seconds. Seems I need to be reconnected.
Okay, don't worry, Vitaly. So we can proceed with the documentation track. Jeff, would you like to present or would like to help from someone?
Yeah, hello everybody. I don't have any slides prepared, but I just do want to encourage everybody to contribute to our doc projects. We, in addition to our developer documentation that I'm sure you're all familiar with, we also have the Magento user guides available for contribution as well. So someone from the documentation team will be available to help answer questions, anything that you need. Just reach out to us in Slack. But our project backlog boards are well groomed and ready to go.
Good. Thank you, Jeff.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry for issues. Seems like I'm ready to proceed. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'd like to introduce you a new project, which is also old project, which is called Magenta PHP Storm. It's a plugin for IntelliJ platform, which willing to boost your coding, enhance your developer experience, and prevent from some petty mistakes and so on. Yeah, it is available under JetBrains repository. Also, we have source code under GitHub repository, and I created a Slack channel for communication. There you can find a pinned message with all useful links, links to documentation, to useful videos, and so on. Plugin, a little bit of history. Plugin was found by Magento enthusiast Dmytro Kvashnin in November 2015. Unfortunately, he quit Magento development, and plugin happens to be like abandoned. The latest version was released a little bit more than a year ago. Comparing to other open source plugins, open source plugins for PHP developers like Joomla plugin or Symfony plugin, our plugin has quite limited, I would say, functionality, and I really would like to change this. I tried to make some improvements, created a couple of pull requests, and asked Magento engineers whether they can handle those pull requests. And I was offered man, we have no any maintainers there, so please take over if you're interested in it and proceed. I'm really glad to accept this. This is a great experience. I believe all of us need this plugin, and yeah. So I really wish that plugin gonna be completely community driven, and in order to figure out community expectation, I've created a voting in Twitter. Most of you have chosen the code generation as most wanted feature group. Therefore, I'm and other community current community contributors are concentrated in code generation field. Also, it's pretty important to cover all existing stuff with functional test, because before it we have 0 tests at all. So now we have 3 tests, and I hope the number will be increasing very soon. Yeah. So new features. I would like to introduce you a couple which are already done, and you can check it out in develop branch. It's GraphQL support, require.js support, plugin methods and class generation, plugin inspection, also MFTF support, new module generation, preference generation, and so on. A little example of what our plugin is capable of. It's creating a plugin by right-clicking on a public class method. As you can see, it's quite easy. Just select area, target module, and fill out other fields. And a plugin class along with DI.XML gonna be created. In case if files are already exist, the only method and record gonna be injected in it with plugin and declaration in them. Yeah. So as you can see, it's quite easy to declare plugin using this functionality. So new version of the PHP Storm plugin gonna support the following version of IDE, starting from 2019.3.3. In order to contribute, you need installed IntelliJ Ultimate and Gradle. However, Gradle is built into IntelliJ Ultimate. Gradle is task runner, something similar to Webpack or Grunt and so on, but it's in Java field. Yeah. So you just need IntelliJ Ultimate, and you can find instruction how to roll up an environment in README or contributing in MD. Yes, and it's quite straightforward. It requires just several clicks, I believe, and you're ready to go. And debugger and debugger, testing framework, everything gonna be installed automatically, so you don't need to worry about it. Yeah, to find the issue is pretty, I believe, self-explanatory. Go to the plugin repository, select the issues tab. I've created a little backlog for today's event. So here we go. We have several types of issues. One of them is easy start. It's even don't require a Java coding. You need to just roll up environment, and you can see other details there. I believe it's possible to create 1 or 2 PRs in scope of today's contribution day. Second type is required Java coding, but they also not very complicated. But yeah, it might need to you might need to debug something to figure out things and so on. But you still can do at least 1 PR or in scope of contribution day. And also, I was really happy to see some PRs already created there, so it's cool. Also, we have advanced issues, and those issues required some skills, knowledge, and if you feel a power, please also take a look, and I would be happy to process your pull request. Yeah. Also, the projects are open for any request, any feature request, any suggestion, everything, because as I said, it's completely community driven. So we are looking for everything, any comments, any messages. Also, we are looking for more maintainers there, and most active contributors going to be offered to become one. So guys, I really looking forward for collaboration. Yeah, thank you. I really wish it were better times to introduce something new, but it says in our country we have what we have. Yeah, I wish you families, you friends, you stay safe and healthy. Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward for your PRs and anything.
Thank you, Vitaly.
Thank you, Vitaly.
Oh.
Okay, so additionally, we also have the usual Magenta inventory as the focused project for the contribution day, the Magenta security package, login as customer feature, page builder, and B2B scope was also prepared. If you have access to it, check it out. To get more information on each project, you can go to the repository and check out the community backlog project dashboard or wiki space.
I see that we have Alexander on the call, Sasha Mershnichenko, so maybe you want to add some words about the page builder track. I believe it's something new on our radar today.
Yeah, sure. I can share with you a few details. Let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you see my sharing.
Yes.
Okay, so the Magenta 2 page builder, I think this is all-known project. It's been developed inspired by Bluefoot extension for Magenta 1 and Magenta 2, but later we decided that we need to have this as a part of the core, and the team developed the Magenta 2 page builder in a Magenta way to be extensible, to have some configuration, to be more like Magento. So this project I wanted to highlight that's available for partners only. So if you're participating in this, you're welcome to join and to work on this. If you're not, please contact anyone from community team and ask how to become a partner and work on such kind of projects. So okay, the Magenta 2 page builder, what is this? It's a kind of a page generation tool that helps you to build your content in a more easy way, with a drag and drop, with more user-friendly fields, more user-friendly configuration of the page. So you can check out our dev docs. It's easy to find in the Google. Small demo how it looks like. It's a regular CMS page. You can just drag and drop different content types and modify them. Each content type have own configuration, so you could edit it. So you're welcome. I will not just take a lot of time to demonstrate all functionality. The technology highlight, it's we're using TypeScript for JS work. So anyone who is interested in more front-end work, you're welcomed on this project. We have boards created for our project. Have a couple of stories. So the two of them has been collected from the community feedback. I think maybe someone from you heard about this, that we added default row, and this row is sometimes corrupt someone contents. So we wanted to work with these peoples together to make it solved today or maybe in nearest time. Also, we have a list of the bug, but if you have your own issue or your idea, you're welcome to go to this page builder, create the issue, and work on this together with us, with our team today. So that's pretty much it, and waiting for your contribution.
Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you. Okay, finally, I would like to add that usually we think about contribution day as a code contributions. However, another type of contributions that is QA contribution, the expertise contributions, are also welcome on our projects. And basically, to be able to verify and confirm issues on the repository, the person will need special rights right now. So if anybody would like to participate in the QA contributions, you will need to let us know your GitHub ID so we can add you to the group and give you permissions for the contribution day to try this out. That way of contribution works the next way. You pick an issue you would like to verify, the issue from the backlog that is not yet confirmed or closed, assign to this issue, verifying it, and put the confirmed label on the issue. Such issues can be found in the community backlog ready for QA column in the Magenta 2 project. After you will let us know your GitHub ID, you'll definitely be able to assign yourself to the issue. And once you are assigned to the issue, you'll get the checkbox, the checklist of what actually needs to be done in details. And for the testing, you can use the deployer that actually works both for issues testing and for verifying your pull requests. Just use Magenta give me the version or the branch name instance. We'll spin up an instance for you, or Magenta give me test instance for the pull request. We'll spin up a Magenta instance based on the code base of the pull request. And then after the issue is confirmed, you can specify the components, the versions it's reproduced on, and the issue confirmed label. After that label is set, the issue goes to the ready for development column so that developers can start working on it. Finally, to wrap up, join the Slack workspace, participate in Slack channel, event Global Contribution Day. If you're not there yet, please join the channel and join the conversation. The Blue Jeans meeting that we are on right now, it's the same link, will be running for 24 hours. In case you cannot find us in the Blue Jeans room, and then you cannot find us in the Slack channel, the backup is email, or for more complex requests, you can always find us at ncom@adobe.com. Thank you. And